Le mineral beda banget. Lebih smooth, lebih segar.
Le mineral memang berbeda, mengandung mineral esensial, dikemas menggunakan 3 proteksi berlapis.
Bikin badan lebih enteng.
Le mineral.
Aku pikir semua air mineral itu sama. Le mineral itu beda, lebih fresh dari yang lain.
Le mineral memang berbeda, mengandung mineral esensial, dikemas menggunakan 3 proteksi berlapis.
Segernya.
Le mineral.
Dulu aku pikir semua air mineral itu sama. Ternyata ya le mineral itu beda.
Di luar panas banget. Iya, habis minum le mineral, rasanya smooth banget.
Nggak enak.
Iya, kayak aroma manisnya.
Le mineral memang berbeda. Sumber airnya mengandung mineral esensial. Dikemas menggunakan 3 proteksi berlapis.
Segernya.
Bikin badan lebih enteng.
Pilih sehat, pilih Le mineral.
Le mineral beda banget. Lebih smooth, lebih segar.
Le mineral memang berbeda, mengandung mineral esensial, dikemas menggunakan 3 proteksi berlapis.
Bikin badan lebih enteng.
Le mineral.
Aku pikir semua air mineral itu sama. Le mineral itu beda, lebih fresh dari yang lain.
Le mineral memang berbeda, mengandung mineral esensial, dikemas menggunakan 3 proteksi berlapis.
Segernya.
Le mineral.
Dulu aku pikir semua air mineral itu sama. Ternyata ya le mineral itu beda.
Di luar panas banget. Iya, habis minum le mineral, rasanya smooth banget.
Nggak enak.
Iya, kayak aroma manisnya.
Le mineral memang berbeda. Sumber airnya mengandung mineral esensial. Dikemas menggunakan 3 proteksi berlapis.
Segernya.
Bikin badan lebih enteng.
Pilih sehat, pilih Le mineral.
Selamat datang di RefX. Pada tahun 2021, lahirlah si kecil bernama RefX. Si kecil ini merupakan sebuah startup dengan konsep holding company yang bergerak di bidang inovasi teknologi.
Sejak lahir, dia sudah memiliki pandangan besar dalam hidupnya. Dia berkomitmen menjadi perusahaan unggul dengan membawa teknologi lebih dekat kepada teman-teman semua demi kehidupan yang lebih baik.
Dia selalu punya cara terbaik untuk mewujudkan pandangan besarnya itu. Dalam setiap langkahnya, dia akan selalu berpikir secara kreatif dan inovatif.
Saat ini, si kecil telah beranjak dewasa dan menjadi orang tua bagi 5 anaknya. Anak pertama diberi nama RefX Medical. Dia mengkombinasikan alat medis dengan teknologi seperti IoT untuk menambah fungsionalitas alat tersebut. Anak kedua diberi nama RealPrint. RealPrint akan membantumu dalam berbagai hal seperti jasa 3D printing, 3D modeling, dan 3D design. Selanjutnya lahirlah Artera, si anak kreatif yang hobinya fotografi dan videografi. Dia selalu mampu menuangkan maksud dari sebuah ide dengan konten-kontennya yang luar biasa. RefX Event Organizer terlahir tak lama setelah munculnya Artera. Terakhir, ada si bungsu yang sangat gemar bermain game. Dia bernama RefX Esport Team. Keluarga kecil RefX akan terus berkembang dan berinovasi dalam teknologi. Mereka akan sangat terbuka dan bahagia apabila ada anak baru yang ingin bergabung dengan keluarga kecil ini.
Saya mewakili RefX mengajak teman-teman untuk berkolaborasi mewujudkan ide-ide luar biasa demi memajukan bangsa di era persaingan global ini. Selamat datang di RefX. Pada tahun 2021, lahirlah si kecil bernama RefX. Si kecil ini merupakan sebuah startup dengan konsep holding company yang bergerak di bidang inovasi teknologi.
Sejak lahir, dia sudah memiliki pandangan besar dalam hidupnya. Dia berkomitmen menjadi perusahaan unggul dengan membawa teknologi lebih dekat kepada teman-teman semua demi kehidupan yang lebih baik.
Dia selalu punya cara terbaik untuk mewujudkan pandangan besarnya itu. Dalam setiap langkahnya, dia akan selalu berpikir secara kreatif dan inovatif.
Saat ini, si kecil telah beranjak dewasa dan menjadi orang tua bagi 5 anaknya. Anak pertama diberi nama RefX Medical. Dia mengkombinasikan alat medis dengan teknologi seperti IoT untuk menambah fungsionalitas alat tersebut. Anak kedua diberi nama Real Print. Real Print akan membantumu dalam berbagai hal seperti jasa 3D printing, 3D modeling, dan 3D design. Selanjutnya lahirlah Artera, si anak kreatif yang hobinya fotografi dan videografi. Dia selalu mampu menuangkan maksud dari sebuah ide dengan konten-kontennya yang luar biasa. RefX Event Organizer terlahir tak lama setelah munculnya Artera. Terakhir, ada si bungsu yang sangat gemar bermain game. Dia bernama RefX Esport Team. Keluarga kecil RefX akan terus berkembang dan berinovasi dalam teknologi. Mereka akan sangat terbuka dan bahagia apabila ada anak baru yang ingin bergabung dengan keluarga kecil ini.
Saya mewakili RefX mengajak teman-teman untuk berkolaborasi mewujudkan ide-ide luar biasa demi memajukan bangsa di era persaingan global ini.
Excellencies, distinguished guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the closing ceremony
of the
UGM International Forum for Inclusive and Sustainable Development in the Southeast Asia, Latin America, and Caribbean CELAC Region 2022. It is our pleasure to welcome all of you to this very special closing ceremony. My name is Alif, and I'm here accompanied by my partner, Belinda, and will be your master of ceremonies for today's event.
First of all, we would like to send our greatest gratitude to all of the guests joining us this evening. It is an honor for us to introduce and welcome Dr. Mirwan Ushada, STP MAP Life Science, Dr. Riza Nur Arfani, Profesor Ezekiel Ramoneda, Vina Itriati, MA PhD, and last but not least, Dr. Maharani Hapsari.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we continue to our next agenda, a word of thanks is also given to our sponsors, the Yogyakarta Office for Cooperatives and Small and Medium Enterprises, as well as Le Mineral, who helped make this event possible.
Alongside with that, we would like to send our gratitude to all of our media partners, Komah UGM,
PPI Thailand Permita,
International Politics Forum,
PPI Kuba,
180 Degrees UGM,
BEM KMFT UGM,
BEM KMTK UGM,
Environment Geography Student Association,
and last but not least, Teras Politik. For the past 4 days, the UGM International Forum for Inclusive and Sustainable Development in the SEALEC Region 2022 has been conducted successfully. On this occasion, we would like to thank all of our delegates who have participated in both the second SEALEC Academic Dialogue Forum and the Circular Economy Forum. Without your active participations, we believe that this event would not have run smoothly.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, now please allow us to briefly introduce our agenda for today. First of all, we'll have the closing remarks delivered by none other than Dr. Mirwan Usada, STP, MF Life Science. And secondly, we'll witness the soft launching of Rumah Amerika Latin or Casa de America Latina at Universitas Gadjah Mada that will be delivered by Dr. Riza Nur Arfani.
Next up, we have the concluding joint academic statement and policy recommendations for the second SEALEC Academic Dialogue Forum conveyed by Professor Ezequiel Ramoneda and Professor Ignacio Bertasagi. Moving on, we will also have the concluding joint academic statement and policy recommendations for the WCP Circular Economy Forum delivered by Dr. Riza Nur Arfani.
We will also welcome Mrs. Vina Itriati, MA PhD, and Dr. Maharani Hapsari to give us a joint closing remarks for UGM International Forum 2022. And last but not least, allow us to invite Unit Tari Bali Natya Wiraga Adigama Universitas Gadjah Mada and Unit Kegiatan Mahasiswa Seni Jawa Gaya Yogyakarta, Universitas Gadjah Mada to present their wonderful cultural performances.
Now, to officially begin the closing ceremony of UGM International Forum for Inclusive and Sustainable Development in the SEALEC Region 2002, please give your warmest welcome to UKM Tari Bali. And in this wonderful night, 2 dancers from UKM Tari Bali as well as students from Universitas Gadjah Mada will perform a traditional dance named Sekar Jagat.
The Sekar Jagat dance itself is a traditional dance that is usually performed as a welcoming dance for the honorable guests. The movement in this dance describes peace in the universe, as well as describes an atmosphere that is permeated by the fragrance of flowers. This welcoming dance is also to describe the joy of the host in welcoming the guests who are present tonight in our closing ceremony of UGM International Forum 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, this is
Unit Tari Bali Natya Wiraga Adigama UGM.
Wow, what an exceptional performance, Belinda and Excellencies. Just now we have witnessed UKM Tari Bali that performed the Sekar Jagat dance, one of the most famous traditional dances from Bali, Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, please once again give them a round of applause.
Excellencies, participants, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to listen to the closing remarks delivered by the Vice Rector of UGM for Research, Enterprise Development and Cooperations. Please welcome Dr. Mirwan Ushada, STP MAP Life Science. To Dr. Mirwan, the floor is yours.
The Honorable Coordinator of the first Legacy Academic Dialogue Forum 2021, Professor Ezequiel Ramoneda Rodrigue, who present online from Buenos Aires, Argentina. The Honorable upcoming host coordinator for the third Legacy Academic Dialogue Forum 2023, Professor Ignacio Bartesaghi, who present online from Uruguay. Distinguished representative of WTO Chairs Program, who present online from Geneva, Switzerland, and distinguished representative of business, industry, community, academia, and media sector, guests and participants. I would like first of all to congratulate you all for successfully completing series of programs, activities, and sessions in the International Forum for Inclusive and Sustainable Development in the Southeast Asia, Latin America, and the Caribbean, or CELAC regions, a joint collaborative event of the Center for World Trade Studies and Faculty of Social and Political Sciences, Universitas Gadjah Mada. I would like to thank the hosts along with their organizing team for their facilitative and contributive roles during the forum, which is conducted under the auspice of the WTO Chairs Program on Trade, Circular Economy, and Sustainable Development, and also the second FIALAC Forum for East Asia Latin America Cooperation CELAC Academic Dialogue Forum. As the forum is designed to explore key issues and challenges faced by countries and societies in both regions in favoring an inclusive and sustainable development, two main agendas that have been conducted. First, exploration and showcasing best practices of inclusive and sustainable development through a circular economic forum. A circular economy expo of 40 participants of mainly micro, small, and medium enterprises, a policy roundtable engaging policy makers, academia, business, and industry, as well as community leaders focusing on how circular economy principle needs to be agreed and designed collaboratively. Two series of interactive talk show engaging educators, community leaders, and environmental or climate change activists have been the major highlight of the forum. Second, series of academic discussion and exchange on how the idea of an inclusive and sustainable development is to be fulfilled through a South-South and triangular cooperations scheme between two regions. These three-day events are the core of the Academic Dialogue Forum, which are complemented by movie screenings and live intercultural performance representing both regions, including the ones performed by our UGM students, Balinese and Jogjanese communities of traditional dance tonight. Some of key deliverables of the forum are: first, joint academic statement, which will be shortly elaborated by our colleagues from Latin America. Second, policy briefs and recommendations, which are mainly originated and formulated from the policy roundtable and interactive talk shows. And third, soft launching of an initiative of Rumah Amerika Latin or Casa America Latina, which will be presented by the co-host of the forum. As reiterated by our rector during the opening ceremony of this forum, Universitas Gadjah Mada has been in full support of ideas and initiative by its academic community members, especially by engaging ourselves with a multidimensional, inter- and transdisciplinary approach with our surrounding communities. The collaborative schemes involving various faculties and research centers are necessary to create an academic atmosphere which is inclusive to the engagement and participation of other sectors in the policy-making area, business and industry, and other area in the community at large. The linkage created the undertaken between the academia and its surrounding communities are part of UGM endeavors for knowledge co-production. This forum is therefore an important step to familiarize ourselves with collaborative works linking relevant party and stakeholder in the developing world, such as the select regions. It is imperative for the government, business, and industry and community leaders in both regions to showcase such as collaboration in area of socio-economic development as well as policy making and its governance. As I have been briefed by the co-host during our conversation previously, Dr. Wawan Masudi as the Dean of Visible UGM and Dr. Riza Nur Arfani as the Director of PSPD UGM, this forum will be organized and conducted in a regular basis to be an annual event, marking the importance of multi- and interdisciplinary approach in our knowledge co-production for the inclusive and sustainable development. The last but not the least, I would like to convey our appreciation to all of the speakers, resource persons, partners, and sponsors, invitees, and participants of the forum. We look forward to having you all again in the next occasion of the forum and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mirwan Ushada, for the wonderfully spoken remarks.
Ladies and gentlemen, after we heard the welcoming remarks from Mr. Mirwan Usada, now please allow me to introduce you to our next speaker, Professor Ezekiel Ramoneda. He's the representative from the second FILAC and CILAC Academic Dialogue Forum. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, to Professor Ezekiel Ramoneda, the floor is yours.
Good evening, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much. I will just give a few words. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers of Gadjah Mada University, the authorities who support us all along this year, especially Professor Riza and the team, his team of CIPAL, Sociedad Indonesia para America Latina, in organizing this wonderful, really encouraging event that actually keep on thinking not only about the topics, but keep on the possibilities of enhancing Latin America and the Caribbean and Southeast Asia academic relations. I do believe this is a key part. We need to fulfill a key role as academicians, as scholars, as members of academic institutions, to give our input and assisting over and cooperating with the private sector as well as the public sector, to keep on enhancing, promoting, improving, diversifying our relations between the countries of the two regions. Having said that, I just want to give the word to Professor Ignacio Bartesagui from Uruguay. He will be coordinate, he will be the next chair of the 3 Latin American and Southeast Asia High-Level Academic Dialogue Forum. Professor Bartesagui is the coordinator of the Mercosur ASEAN Chair, director of the International Business Institute and the International Office of the Catholic University of Uruguay Business School. Professor Bartesagui, you have the word.
Thanks, Ezequiel. And first of all, thank you for the space and your support providing so that the Institute of International Business of Catholic University in Uruguay will be in charge of organizing the 3rd Latin American and the Caribbean Southeast Asia Academic Dialogue Forum into 2023. Briefly, I would like to tell you that my institute in Uruguay is longest specialized in Asia Pacific topics, in particular in Mercosur relations with Southeast Asia. We have a chair with collaborations with several universities from Mercosur and also from members from ASEAN, where we conduct some joint activities, joint research. We promote economic, academic, and political, and also cultural exchange between the 2 regions. So in Uruguay, we are really aware about the importance of stronger relations between these 2 regions. So really, for us, it's really important to be to be the organizers of this academic forum that I want to congratulate and to thanks the institutions and the Universidad Hadak Mada to developing the 2nd forum that was organized really good, where I saw that you treat with current issues that are really important for the 2 regions. For example, I can take a look to the program and I see that you talk about pandemic and post-pandemic situation. I think that is important to know how we achieve and how we work in public sectors and private sectors in this situation, because we have to be aware that maybe in the future we're going to have future pandemics. I also observe that the debates focus in geopolitical dimensions, and the 2 regions, we deal with this problem. We need to work together. We need cooperation in this sense, because we need bi-regional interactions, and we need to promote this forum to deepen the relations in these new issues of the agenda. Also, I know that you deal with several topics about culture and about how we can strengthen the connectivity of people. I think that, and this is something important to take in account in the forum of next year, I think that people and academics are really important to connect and to work together to know more about each other. As I see it from Uruguay and from South America, we need to know more about the Southeast region, Asia region. We have a problem here, so we have to work more and more in cultural exchange and more in collaborative work and joint efforts between our institutions. The 2 regions, I also see that in this forum, in this successful forum, we talk about important issues like in the global agenda, like, for example, climate change, social inequalities, and political divisions. We have these problems in Latin America, and of course, we have these problems in Southeast Asia. So, and this is an important topic of the global agenda. So I think that next year, we must put again these topics in the agenda, and of course we must add others that we can incorporate in the next forum. These are all matters of special importance. I think the ones that you treat in the forum. Of course, UCU will be in the obligation to continue promoting from the side of academic cooperation all these issues. In this sense, in the coming year, from UCU, and with the support of a very large group of colleagues of course, the ones that participate in this forum, the ones that participate in the forum organized by Ezequiel. We need your support to organize this forum all together, to put again in the agenda all these important issues, and of course, to add the new ones to strengthen more and more the academic cooperation between the two regions. So I want to thank again to all the organizers of this second forum. I see you next year in the forum that we're going to organize here in Uruguay by UCU, and we are waiting for your support, and of course to continue working all together to deepen the relations between our two regions, because I think that we have a lot of things to do. So thank you, Ezequiel, for the opportunity. Thank you to all the organizers of this second forum, and congratulations.
With the speech from Professor Ezequiel Ramoneda and Professor Ignacio Bartesagui, the second Feel Like and See Like Academic Dialogue Forum is officially concluded. We hope that the outcomes from the second Feel Like, See Like Academic Dialogue Forum will be beneficial, not only for the participants, but also for the international community as a whole.
Following the concluding statement from the representative of the second Feel Like, See Like Academic Dialogue Forum 2022, now it is time to give the stage to Dr. Riza Nur Arfani to give us a speech to conclude the WCP Circular Economy Forum. To Dr. Riza Nur Arfani, the time is yours.
Thank you very much, everyone. Honorable Dr. Mirwan Usada, representing the Vice Rector of Universitas Gadjah Mada. Thank you very much for your coming and delivering a very insightful speech, closing remarks. To Professor Ezequiel Ramoneda and also Professor Ignacio Bartesagui from Uruguay, thank you very much for also very wonderful closing remarks, marking the successful academic dialogue forum, the second one that we are organizing. Thank you for all the supports. Just would like to reiterate what you have mentioned as part of the joint concluding statements by both of you, that the academic dialogue forum is designed to sort of like bridge interest, knowledge, and anything related to the two regions. And I think, as Professor Bartesagui mentioned, I think we need to work on that collaboratively and in regular basis. And I think we would like to follow that up in the next upcoming months, up to the third academic dialogue forum that will be organized under Professor Bartesagui's auspices of the Universidad Católica in Uruguay, UCU, the UCU. Thank you very much, Professor Bartesagui. And as also mentioned by Professor Ezequiel Ramoneda, I think the second forum has also marked the importance of bridging us, the academia, with the business and industry, but also community leaders, to work together in addressing various issues that now are confronting us at the global level. So thank you very much, Professor Ezekiel Ramoneda, for such an important statement. And as you probably also learned, the second forum of Academic Dialogue Forum is conducted side by side of the WTO Chairs Program, which is called as WCP Circular Economy Forum. In this regard, I would like to thank also colleagues from the WTO Chairs Program in Geneva, and also would like to say hi to Grace, who representing the WTO Chairs Program in Geneva now. Thank you, and please say my regards to all of the team in Geneva at the WCP programs in WTO. And also, I would like to thank to all the organizers, the speakers, resource persons involved, engaged in our policy roundtable, and also interactive talk show that focus on the issues of circular economy and how circular economy practices could be adopted in various platforms. And I think we would like to also follow them up in the upcoming months for any activities that relate to WTO Chairs program. So that's basically what I would like to convey to you all. And with regards to detail statements, detail policy recommendations, I would like to give the time later on to Ms. Vina Itrayati, the Vice Dean of Cooperation Affairs of the Faculty of Social and Political Sciences at UGM, and also Dr. Maharani Hapsari, Ms. Maharani Hapsari, the Executive Secretary of the Center for World Trade Studies at UGM. So thank you very much also for both of you who will be representing both institutions to conclude, to finalize the policy recommendation, the policy briefs that we have that we have formulated during the Circular Economy Forum. So that's all from my side. So I'll give the time back to our Master of Ceremony. Thank you very much.
We would like to say thank you to Dr. Riza Nur Arfani for the speech. We believe that the Circular Economy Forum conducted for the past few days will serve as a reminder not only to the small and medium enterprises, but also to the community around us of the importance of implementing the concept of circular economy in every levels of human life.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to continue our agenda with the soft launching of Rumah Amerika Latin or Casa de America Latina. So again to Dr. Riza Nur Arfani, the time and space is yours.
Thank you very much. So here I come back again. I return to the stage to represent the initiative of establishing the so-called Rumah Amerika Latin or Casa America Latina at Universitas Gadjah Mada. The initiative is a result of informal conversations between us, especially the co-host of this event, me, myself, and also Dr. Wawan Masudi, the Dean of the Faculty of Social and Political Sciences, representing the so-called Sociedad Indonesia para America Latina, a community that have been founded since 2008 at UGM, who dedicated themselves for the study, for the exchange of knowledge, cultures, and other social aspects of Latin America, especially in Indonesia. So CIPAL is part of the initiative, and we have talked with scores of ambassadors, excellencies in Jakarta-based embassy of Latin America, and we have concluded that we need a sort of a virtual hub that connect all the participants, the parties, anyone who would like to be involved, engaged in the study, exchange of knowledge and cultures between Southeast Asia and Latin America. And that kind of initiative, we call it as Rumah Amerika Latin or Casa America Latina. So with a great pleasure, we would like to present a short video, a teaser representing the soft launching the establishment of the Casa de America Latina or Rumah Amerika Latina. Thank you very much again.
Casa de America Latina, or the House of Latin America, is an initiative founded by Gajah Mada University as the host of the second CELAC Academic Dialogue Forum 2022 to create a virtual hub for those interested in Latin America. It is created to involve an array of individuals and groups from the academic sector, policymakers and the government, communities and civil society, as well as business and industry. This virtual hub will be a place for the exchange of ideas, the exchange of people between Latin America and Southeast Asia, and a place to widen and strengthen the network between these two regions. In the first phase of its development, the House of Latin America will be the place for Gajah Mada University's Sociedad Indonesia para Amerika Latina, or CIPAL, which is an institution that facilitates the academic and cultural curiosity of UGM students towards Latin America. One of the concrete initiatives of the House of Latin America is the follow-up events of the second CELAC Academic Dialogue Forum 2022 that is a part of the UGM International Forum for Inclusive and Sustainable Development in the CELAC region 2022. The Academic Dialogue Forum is a place for more than 40 academicians and civil society from various countries to exchange knowledge about Latin America and Southeast Asia. House of Latin America will be a melting pot of academic communities, policymakers and government, business and industry practitioners, as well as civil society. It is a house that will live and be relayed from one country to another as the FELAC-CELAC Academic Dialogue Forum is held in the years to come.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we would like to emphasize Casa de America Latina, or the House of Latin America, is an initiative founded by Universitas Gadjah Mada as the host of the second FELAC-CELAC Academic Dialogue Forum 2022 to create a visual hub for those who interested in the Latin American region.
This virtual hub will be a place for the exchange of ideas to strengthen the cooperations between Latin America and Southeast Asia. And the House of Latin America will serve to connect a plethora of academic communities, policymakers, government officials, industry practitioners, as well as civil society.
Would like to also thank Dr. Riza Nur Arfani for officially conducting the soft launching of Rumah Amerika Latin or Casa de America Latina. We hope that this soft launching will be the start of a greater relationship between Southeast Asian countries and Latin American region.
Next up, allow me to introduce you to our next speaker, Ms. Pina Itriati, MA PhD, who will give us her closing remarks. Ms. Pina Itriati is currently the Vice Dean for Cooperation Affairs, PCPOL UGM, or Student and Academic Affairs. So, for Ms. Pina Itriati, MA PhD, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Good evening to the distinguished guests and participants of today's event. I would like to give, on behalf of the Dean of our faculty, Social and Political Sciences of University of Gadjah Mada, I would like to give a warm congratulations for the success of the International Forum for the Inclusive and Sustainable Development in the Southeast Asia, Latin America, and the Caribbean region, as part of the joint event between the Center for World Trade Studies and the Faculty of Social and Political Sciences of University Gadjah Mada. I would like to give thank you on behalf of the organizers and partners of the event too. It is indeed my pleasure to make a few closing remarks and express gratitude to all of those who made this international forum a reality. Once again, on behalf of the committee, we thank you for delivering such important materials and this event so that all of us can deepen our knowledge. I believe during these past 5 days, all of us, between students, academicians, and relevant institutions alike, have come together and obtained fruitful discussions at exploring key issues and challenges faced by countries and societies in these regions. This joint event have aims to provide dialogues regarding on how the idea of an inclusive and sustainable development can be fulfilled in these post-pandemic societies, and have also successfully showcased best practices in the theme of inclusive and sustainable development through a circular economy expo hosted at PCPOL UGM. Once again, this recent global crisis and turmoil, namely in the political and economic instability, have shown us all the weakness of existing systems and the gaps needed to be filled in order to rebuild stronger. On the behalf of the Faculty of Social and Political Sciences of UGM, we would like to embrace and further support collaborative works on these issues, and will remain so for long-term initiatives as well. Faculty will support disseminating studies and research alike on education, social advocacy, and circular economy, as we would also continually promote and elaborate the further challenges and opportunities in the future. and encourage implementation on planned academic collaboration between and among participating individuals and universities that will include fields of research, teaching, or curriculum development and outreach activities, in which this will also be integrated with the university, industry, and society and business alike as well. We will also continually support the further sustainability of this agenda in order to come together and build a discourse regarding these relevant issues throughout the role of education, sharing knowledge, and encouraging transformative learning between multiple community stakeholders, and that advocate for systemic, participatory, and structural solutions. At last, I would like to thank all the committee members for organizing this conference and ensuring that it proceeded smoothly and successfully. Thank you once again for all of your participation, and I'm certain that every one of the participants and discussions have benefited from this forum. I sincerely hope that throughout this discussion afterwards, all of us can contribute to solve and done the task to implement these ideas. Hopefully, there will be other events in which VCPOL can also contribute and be committed as well in efforts to guard an inclusive and sustainable development process furthermore. Thank you. Greetings from VCPOL UGM.
Thank you so much, Ms. Fina Itriati, MA PhD, for giving us such wonderful remarks.
Moving on to the next closing remarks, please welcome the Executive Secretary of CWTS UGM, Dr. Maharani Hapsari. To Dr. Maharani Hapsari, you are welcome to give your speech.
Thank you very much for the time. Good evening and good morning to all of us. The Honorable Dr. Mirwan Ushada, as a representative of Rector of Universitas Gadjah Mada, the Honorable Professor Ezequiel Ramoneda from Argentina, the Honorable Professor Ignacio Bartesagui from UCU, Uruguay, distinguished representative of the World Trade Organization Chair Program in Geneva, Ms. Grace Fan. Nice to see you here. Director of the Center of World Trade Studies, UGM, Dr. Riza Nur Arfani, Dean, Faculty of Social and Political Science, UGM, Dr. Wawan Masudi, represented by Dr. Fina Itriati, as the Vice Dean of Collaboration, Alumni, and Research Affairs, distinguished delegates, guests, and participants. On behalf of Center for World Trade Studies, UGM, I'm delighted to deliver these closing remarks on the success of the UGM International Forum for Inclusive and Sustainable Development in the Southeast Asia, Latin America, and the Caribbean region. Working in collaboration with the Faculty of Social and Political Sciences, Universitas Gadjah Mada, I'm happy to inform that this forum were attended by various representatives of governments, academia, industries, and communities. All were very keen to share their visions and learning practices in sustainable development. The parallel event of Academic Dialogue and Circular Economy Forum has been successfully convened and offered us with very precious examples of academic engagement with broader sustainability stakeholders. The Circular Economy Expo presents us with the rich potential associated with small and medium enterprises. These enterprises are currently being assisted by a government agency for cooperatives and small and medium enterprises of the Yogyakarta Special Province in embracing circular economy principles in their various aspects of business. Please allow me as well to share some lessons learned from the Circular Economy Forum. Throughout the policy roundtable and 2 sessions of interactive talk show, we find that community-based initiatives have developed quite advanced in the area of waste reduction, resource reuse, and recycle initiatives. Through their passion, creativity, and environmental ethics, communities work with Indonesian Consortium of Circular Economy encourage us to learn from various strategies that work at the household levels and the neighborhood. Our discussion went beyond the question of technological adoption. More importantly, we were seeking the opportunities to support community-based initiatives in driving cultural change and people's mindset in the transition from linear to circular economy. At the community level, we also see how circular economy agenda is very much embedded in our efforts to address the very root causes of poverty and inequality. The Indonesia Green Principal Award, a community of school principals and teachers, have put their efforts consistently for the last 2 years to mainstream circular economy on day-to-day basis at schools and their surrounding communities. Participating schools are actively shaping themselves as prominent leaders, learners who can be at the same time leading entrepreneurs in their respective fields. There was strong enthusiasm to develop stronger school networks in the upcoming years, a consensus that is worth to appreciate. On the other side, business sector have strongly shown their interest to engage in incentive-based mechanisms that can produce economic benefits from keeping their production chain sustainable. This is under the condition that balancing the regulatory enforcement with economic incentives and reputational appreciation is a must. The forum reminded us that to enable circular economy transition, we need strong government leadership in developing an overarching policy framework. This is to connect different community-based initiatives with knowledge production as well as other types of resource mobilization. We were grateful of the inputs gathered from representatives of local government in Yogyakarta Spatial Region, Central Java Province, and Jambi Province in this regard. Despite some limitations of public environmental budget allocation, policy innovations developed and allowed the provision of environmental goods, such as environmentally friendly energy produced from the local final waste collection site and the conservation of local community forests. The national and local government plays an important role in strengthening circular economy mainstreaming through the integration of circular economy principle in their strategic development plans and in industrial transformation. As we learned from Indonesian National Research and Innovation Agency, or BRIN, there is a need to strengthen research and advocacy practices linking government, industry, and community-based initiatives. The inclusion of life cycle assessment in the product cycle is a part of systemic change in the transformation of our industrial practices. This can be facilitated by a reliable database platform that is accessible to policymakers as well as business sectors at their very different segments. The rich interregional exchanges throughout this forum has provided us with hopeful messages that the future trajectory of inclusion and sustainability very much depend on collective actions in many fronts. The recommendation produced in this forum will be continuously disseminated by our center and partners to local governments in Yogyakarta Special Province, as well as other regions, respectively, through policy dialogues. Let us not forget that government initiatives also need to consider the situation with international governance, especially in the area of international trade. As Indonesia and other developing countries are moving towards circular economy, there is a need to ensure that international trade practices refrain from new forms of protectionism that will disadvantage developing countries' initiatives and efforts. Please allow me to send our highest appreciation to the WTO Chairs Program on Trade, Circular Economy, and Sustainable Development, and the second FEALAC Academic Dialogue Forum, with all tremendous support to make this event possible. To all delegates, participants, resource person, we really appreciate your valuable contribution. To committee members and energetic students who have worked very hard from the very beginning of our preparation, we cannot thank you enough for your time, energy, spirit, and dedication to make this event fruitful to all of us. We certainly hope that the messages brought through this event will continue to find its way to reach broader audience. With that, I officially close the UGM International Forum for Inclusive and Sustainable Development in the CELAC Region 2022. Good evening, thank you, and congratulations to all of us.
Thank you so much, Ms. Maharani Hapsari, for the closing statement. So with the closing remarks given by Ms. Maharani Hapsari, UGM International Forum is coming to an end.
Belinda, these past 4 days, UGM International Forum have conducted some of interesting activities, actually a lot of interesting activities that must be interesting to be discussed.
Certainly, Ali. We have conducted a lot of activities during these past several days, ranging from academic dialogue forum. We also have circular
Economy Forum.
Certainly, and I think the success of this event is also contributed to all of the dedicated committee.
Should we have a small chit chat with the committee here?
Certainly, I would like to know what the committee feels about the event that has been successfully conducted in UGM. So we're gonna invite some of the committee to have a little conversations here in the stage.
Here, guys, please come join us. We have Firza and Mutia here. Make your way. Okay, maybe I can move right here. Okay.
Okay, certainly I wanted to ask, from the many interesting events that has been conducted in UGM International Forum, what do you think is the most interesting one, Kak Firza?
Okay, me first? Okay, maybe for the most interesting is when yesterday I am the MC for the fashion parade, and it was so amazing, it was so funny because I have to deal with mak-mak.
Wow.
Yeah, so you know how they are so, yes, mak-mak. So I have to be able to command them and tell them how to do things and how to do it. So it was quite funny. So it is very memorable for me.
But how did you feel? Did you feel happy or like challenged at the same time?
Happy and challenged because of course it was challenging to deal with them, to work with them, but I feel happy because I can help them to promote their products because they are using circular economy products, circular economy fashion. So it was also very happy to be able to promote such product.
Can you do a sort of fashion show here?
Right now.
You want to do it right now?
I was only, I am mimicking them yesterday, so they were like, yes, yes, yeah, maybe like that.
Okay, that's so Mama style, right? Indonesian Mama style.
Of course.
But how about Mutia?
For me, the opening ceremony was quite memorable because it was a gathering of both local and international people. So it wasn't just limited to people in Indonesia and important people here, but we also had guests from Argentina come and speak, and also the ambassadors that were located in the United Kingdom to come and speak and share about their perspective about what circular economy is. And why I found this very interesting is because the people that were bringing up about like environmental economy and stuff like that, it's not just limited to the science field. However, it's also branching out into the social fields, and it becomes an interdisciplinary study, which I think is very, very forward and a very important discussion to have nowadays. Okay, certainly we agree that we have gathered much knowledge on the circular economy and the environmental sustainability, which is very important right now.
Okay, do you guys have something to say to our audiences at home about maybe circular economy or about like sustainable development, etc., and all of the things that have been discussed in the UGM International Forum?
Okay, maybe just a short sentence. Maybe we can do it if we try from ourselves. Maybe like that.
A very inspirational one.
Certainly. Thank you so much for Kak Firza and Kak
How
Mutia.
about
For me, maybe is that this is an effort that isn't just limited to one person, but it's a community effort where we all have to be involved to allow changes to occur. Okay, thank you so much once again to Kak Firza and Kak Mutia. So, audience, please give a warm
round of applause for Firza and Mutia. Thank you so much, guys.
So, Alif, before the closing ceremony of UGM International Forum is actually come to an end, let's welcome the one and only UKM Swagayugama who will perform Karawitan, which is a Javanese traditional cultural performance. So, please give a big round of applause for UKM Karawitan Swagayugama.
Apunten abdi apunten samudaya samudaya manepatan saninten mapuasaninten saninten di parelepatan apunten abdi apunten samudaya samudaya palepatan Sambalung sungsung tunggal dadi sajiwa.
Wow, what a wonderful performance from UKM Karawitan Swagayuga Maya Belinda. Just now, we have saw them perform Lalagon Wandali at Lancaran Gotong Royong as part of Javanese traditional cultures.
Certainly, Alif. So, Excellencies, distinguished guest participants, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, the performance from UKM Swagayugama marks the end of today's closing ceremony of UGM International Forum 2022. Now, please let us give everyone here a brief recap of what is happening at UGM International Forum for these past few days.
First of all, Belinda and Excellencies, we have successfully managed the second FELAC Academic Dialogue Forum 2022, while we have 7 presenters and 8 keynote speakers split across 3 days from 6 to 8 December 2022. And most importantly, we have also concluded our Circular Economy Forum with more than 55 tenants, more than 300 visitors in the Circular Economy Expo, more than 250 registrants in the interactive talk show and movie screening, and more than 10 speakers attending the Circular Economy Forum.
With that, we officially finished the UGM International Forum for Inclusive and Sustainable Development in the Southeast Asia, Latin America, and Caribbean SELEC Region 2022. And we hope that this event can bring positive contributions not only for the community around us, but on a larger scale, the international community.
Exactly, Belinda. And we also hope that this event can strengthen the relationship between Southeast Asia, Latin America, and Caribbean region as a part of global community. And of course, we would also like to give our gratitude to our partners.
First of all, Komahi UGM,
PPI Thailand Permita,
International Politics Forum,
PPI Kuba,
180 Degrees UGM,
BEM KMFT UGM,
BEM KMTK UGM,
Environment Geography Student Association,
and last but not least, Teras Politik.
With that being said, the closing ceremony of UGM International Forum is officially finished. We hope to meet all of you guys again in the next occasion. And we would like to say thank you to all of you that have enthusiastically participated in the UGM International Forum 2022.
We also would like to apologize for any inconvenience and shortage during the past few days. And with that being said, I am Belinda.
And I am Alif, signing out.
See you on the next UGM International Forum.
Goodbye.
Le mineral beda banget. Lebih smooth, lebih segar.
Le mineral memang berbeda, mengandung mineral esensial, dikemas menggunakan 3 proteksi berlapis.
Bikin badan lebih enteng.
Le mineral.
Aku pikir semua air mineral itu sama. Le mineral itu beda, lebih fresh dari yang lain.
Le mineral memang berbeda, mengandung mineral esensial, dikemas menggunakan 3 proteksi berlapis.
Segernya.
Le mineral.
Dulu aku pikir semua air mineral itu sama. Ternyata ya le mineral itu beda.
Di luar panas banget. Iya, habis minum le mineral, rasanya smooth banget.
Nggak enak?
Iya, kayak aroma manisnya.
Le mineral memang berbeda. Sumber airnya mengandung mineral esensial. Dikemas menggunakan 3 proteksi berlapis.
Segernya.
Bikin badan lebih enteng.
Pilih sehat, pilih Le mineral.
Le mineral beda banget. Lebih smooth, lebih segar.
Le mineral memang berbeda, mengandung mineral esensial, dikemas menggunakan 3 proteksi berlapis.
Bikin badan lebih enteng.
Le mineral.
Aku pikir
Selamat datang di RefX. Pada tahun 2021, lahirlah si kecil bernama RefX. Si kecil ini merupakan sebuah startup dengan konsep holding company yang bergerak di bidang inovasi teknologi.
Sejak lahir, dia sudah memiliki pandangan besar dalam hidupnya. Dia berkomitmen menjadi perusahaan unggul dengan membawa teknologi lebih dekat kepada teman-teman semua demi kehidupan yang lebih baik.
Dia selalu punya cara terbaik untuk mewujudkan pandangan besarnya itu. Dalam setiap langkahnya, dia akan selalu berpikir secara kreatif dan inovatif.
Saat ini, si kecil telah beranjak dewasa dan menjadi orang tua bagi 5 anaknya. Anak pertama diberi nama RefX Medical. Dia mengkombinasikan alat medis dengan teknologi seperti IoT untuk menambah fungsionalitas alat tersebut. Anak kedua diberi nama RealPrint. RealPrint akan membantumu dalam berbagai hal seperti jasa 3D printing, 3D modeling, dan 3D design. Selanjutnya, lahirlah Artera, si anak kreatif yang hobinya fotografi dan videografi. Dia selalu mampu menuangkan maksud dari sebuah ide dengan konten-kontennya yang luar biasa. RefX Event Organizer terlahir tak lama setelah munculnya Artera. Terakhir, ada si bungsu yang sangat gemar bermain game. Dia bernama RefX Esport Team. Keluarga kecil RefX akan terus berkembang dan berinovasi dalam teknologi. Mereka akan sangat terbuka dan bahagia apabila ada anak baru yang ingin bergabung dengan keluarga kecil ini.
Saya mewakili RefX mengajak teman-teman untuk berkolaborasi mewujudkan ide-ide luar biasa demi memajukan bangsa di era persaingan global ini. Selamat datang di RefX. Pada tahun 2021, lahirlah si kecil bernama RefX. Si kecil ini merupakan sebuah startup dengan konsep holding company yang bergerak di bidang inovasi teknologi.
Sejak lahir, dia sudah memiliki pandangan besar dalam hidupnya. Dia berkomitmen menjadi perusahaan unggul dengan membawa teknologi lebih dekat kepada teman-teman semua demi kehidupan yang lebih baik.
Dia selalu punya cara terbaik untuk mewujudkan pandangan besarnya itu. Dalam setiap langkahnya, dia akan selalu berpikir secara kreatif dan inovatif.
Saat ini, si kecil telah beranjak dewasa dan menjadi orang tua bagi 5 anaknya. Anak pertama diberi nama RefX Medical. Dia mengkombinasikan alat medis dengan teknologi seperti IoT untuk menambah fungsionalitas alat tersebut. Anak kedua diberi nama RealPrint. RealPrint akan membantumu dalam berbagai hal seperti jasa 3D printing, 3D modeling, dan 3D design. Selanjutnya, lahirlah Artera, si anak kreatif yang hobinya fotografi dan videografi. Dia selalu mampu menuangkan maksud dari sebuah ide dengan konten-kontennya yang luar biasa. RefX Event Organizer terlahir tak lama setelah munculnya Artera. Terakhir, ada si bungsu yang sangat gemar bermain game. Dia bernama RefX Esport Team. Keluarga kecil RefX akan terus berkembang dan berinovasi dalam teknologi. Mereka akan sangat terbuka dan bahagia apabila ada anak baru yang ingin bergabung dengan keluarga kecil ini.
Saya mewakili RefX mengajak teman-teman untuk berkolaborasi mewujudkan ide-ide luar biasa demi memajukan bangsa di era persaingan global ini. Selamat datang di RefX. Pada tahun 2021,